follow some of the skid marks. You'll know that doesn't always happen that way. And we're crossing right over the entrance to pit road, which is 1,600 feet long, 43 pit stalls, and the speed limit at race time, 55 miles an hour. And we're going to head right on down the front stretch, which is 3,400 feet long, and has an 18-degree banking right down here by the finish line. And we're right in front of our front stretch grandstands, which are 8/10 of a mile long. They hold 109,000 race fans. Now, since everybody gave me that great send-off, we're going to make a little stop right up here by the start-finish line. You'll be able to get off the tram and experience that 18 degrees of banking. And I do caution anyone with leather soles, which says NASCAR on Speed and TNT. They broadcast from the second floor there. In fact, that's the original Hollywood Hotel. But the important thing about that little building is right out front trackside. That's the original Gatorade victory lane. And that's where Dale Earnhardt Sr. got to celebrate his well-deserved Daytona 500 victory after trying for 20 years. Sunoco sign. And there's one of those at the entrance and exit of each turn. If you look up at the top as we go by, you'll see a couple of chairs up there. That's because they're also utilized as spotter stands, and they can call a caution on the speedway for debris or anything of that nature. As we head into the turns, just like to let you know, the turns here in 1 and 2 are exactly the same as the turns down in 3 and 4. They're 2,600 feet long from entrance to exit. They're 44 foot high from the grass up to the top of the wall. And I'm sure you're starting to notice that steep 31-degree banking. Now, the only track that has us beat by a couple of degrees is our sister track, Talladega, with 33-degree banking. From the double yellow line up to the wall, that's about 40 feet. You can just imagine 6 cup cars coming through here, love bug racing, side by side, 3 wide, at about 200 miles an hour. Sometimes they try to make it 4 wide. From that white line up to the wall, that's where the big superbike motorcycles come through at 180 miles an hour. Now you hitch right on the infield here by the Coca-Cola sign. Now, Bill France Boulevard was the only honor ever bestowed on a living person by the city of Daytona. Of course, Bill is gone from us now, but that was going to head on down the skid pad area here towards Pit Road. Since we've repaved the speedway, they've widened Pit Road by about 10 feet, and they've also made all the pit stalls concrete, and that's a big safety factor for those members across the wall to service the cars. As you can quite imagine, when the asphalt got a little fuel into it, it would get a little slick and slippery, and I'm sure many a jack carrier or tire carrier fell victim to that. So that's a big safety factor, of course, in there for them. They brought in about 100 dump trucks full of dirt, rocks, tree limbs, and such. So those guys had a great time going over that obstacle course. And we had our spring car show here not too long ago. And they're the same folks that run the Turkey Rod Run down here at Thanksgiving time. And it's a nice time to be in Daytona. Usually no mud like Hershey. And we have a huge carnival, moments in history here on the Speedway throughout the years. So as we come up out of the tunnel, we're going to be facing the Geico West. ground, resodded it, did some planting, paved some of the roadways. They're always looking to improve the experience here for the race fans. But understand, is now ADA accessible. We can bring a wheelchair up there for a ceremonial start to the race. Now the two tops of those columns, they light up to match whatever flag is being presented at that time. Green, red, yellow, so on. And this nice green grassy area out here, the triangle area, we affectionately call that the football field. Now way back in the 50s when Mr. France first built the Speedway, as you can see, that corner of this room is kind of old. They are planning to redo this whole section of the bridge. I would like to be up there. They don't want this.